So DLC 2 finally dropped for Xbox and PC as of today or yesterday or really 12 a.m. on Thursday night, Wednesday night, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. DLC dropped for Xbox and PC finally. And I'm going to have a review. I did this with the first DLC, and what I want to do today is kind of compare DLC 1 and DLC 2. Not just the maps, not just the zombies and war and stuff like that, but also the guns. Which DLC event brought the best guns? And we'll talk about that towards the end. But right now, let's go ahead and get started with some of the map reviews and all that good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and start off with zombies, since I'm not really a big zombies fan. I love zombie games, don't get me wrong. I love playing, zombie games that are like 7 Days to Die or State of Decay, other games like that, right? But I've never really been good at Call of Duty Zombies. But I'm not gonna lie, this zombies map, pretty good. I like it. It's very dark, and just I like how it's in a city and stuff like that. If we compare this versus the Darkest Shore, I'm probably gonna have to go with this one. I don't know if it's because it's new and it's fresh and stuff like that. I don't know if it's because of that, but I also like this map because just of how dark and gritty it is. You know how you start off in like this basement, and then you can go up to the city, and the city is like incomplete. It's destroyed, and it's so many mazes, and it's just awesome. I love that about this zombies map. Now, once again, I'm not a zombies pro gamer, so don't take too much of what I say on zombies. Kind of take it like, he doesn't really play zombies much. If you really want to know how this map plays out, how the Easter egg is, go look at a video where an actual zombie player is talking about the map and actually kind of going into depth. Because like I said, I don't really play zombies, but I do like the zombie maps, and I might play a little bit more. I don't know. We'll have to see. But if you guys do want to see some zombies gameplay, I suck at it, but if you want to see some, let me know. I'll be glad to make some. I really don't mind. Now let's go ahead and start off with the map V2, which is a map that feels a lot like Rust from Modern Warfare 2. Now, it's not similar. I don't think it is, at least. But it gives me that vibe from Rust from MW2, because you have that big old, object in the middle that people can climb up on and kind of shoot you from up top. And then you have the little part in the bottom where people can go under and just kind of like wait for you to cross there, or, walk in there. And then you have your outskirts as well. You have the outskirts where you can just kind of stay outside and just kind of play the lanes and stuff. But it also has a similar feel to Launch from Black Ops 1. And the only reason it has a similar feel is two reasons. There's a big old rocket in the middle, and you can press a button, and even though the rocket doesn't launch, it does have like this big old flaming fire down at the bottom, and it's pretty cool. The map does play very well, though. I do like the map. I like how it's close quarters and stuff like that. And they did say this map was going to be one of the smaller maps, and it's where it's going to be a lot fast paced. It's going to be some mayhem going around, and it definitely shows. Because this map is pretty crazy. I love it. I'm going to be playing a lot of it. Hopefully I can get this map in rotation a lot, because I know a lot of people are going to be voting for Dunkirk and Egypt instead of V2, but we'll have to see. Hopefully I can get some V2 gameplay for you guys more in the future, but this is definitely a very good map. Alright, so now Dunkirk, which is another pretty good map. Also has a similar feel to Bog from Call of Duty 4 or Call of Duty 4 Remastered. Very fun map. One thing I kind of hate, the only thing I really hate, is that middle boat. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, you're kind of dumb. Only reason I hate it is because I know for a fact, and it's because I've already encountered it, the campers in the middle boat. I think those are going to be just as annoying as the two people on those little balconies that there is on the street side of the map. But, that middle boat, if you can control that boat, you will control the whole map. Just a little tip for you, because that it's very crucial. But Dunkirk is a very fun map. I love the whole scene of it, and it definitely reminds me of the movie Dunkirk. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a pretty good movie. It definitely reminds me because of the beach setting and stuff like that, and just I don't know. I love this map. I love how it's dirty and it's not clean at all. It doesn't show like it was a good town. It just looks like an absolute war town, and it's awesome. Like a nice war town, I will say, because it's not like there's not a whole bunch of buildings destroyed, but it's still pretty gritty, which I love. A very fun map. Hardpoint plays awesome on this map. If you haven't played Hardpoint on this map, it is fun. It is super fun. Domination is awesome on this map too. Definitely, this is an objective-based match or map, I should say. I would not be surprised to see this even be in CWO rotations like Valkyrie was, because this map definitely has that nice feel. And I could see this being a ranked play map. I could see this being a CWL map. It definitely plays very well when it comes to objective-based games because it's not too big. It's more of a long map than it is a wide map, if that makes any sense. So snipers and rifles dominate on this map. So if you're a sniper player, a rifle player, you're gonna dominate. And I've already seen people with snipers hit clips on this map. I think earlier today some dude got a collat, a triple collat or something like that. I don't even know, but it was pretty crazy. So this is a awesome map for snipers and rifles. Like I said, you will dominate if you are. If you dominate with those guns, you're gonna love this map. And honestly, even for SMG players, there are some pretty cool tight corners that you can dominate with an SMG, but I would still rather run a rifle when it comes to Dunkirk. But it is an awesome objective map, like I said. All objective map or games do play very well on this map, so it's one to look out for. Last but not least, on the regular multiplayer maps, as I like to just call these the regular multiplayer maps, I don't really call war maps, but we will get to war in a bit. My favorite map is actually this one, Egypt. I love this map, honestly, guys. I know people were saying they didn't like Egypt too much. I gotta disagree, and I gotta say, Egypt is a pretty fun map, okay? I love the close quarterness of this. If you're an SMG player like me or a shotgun player, which I'm not a shotgun player, but shotguns do dominate this game. SMGs and shotguns are a must when playing on Egypt. It's just an awesome map. There's so many tight corners. Definitely. Here's a class setup for you guys. Any SMG, okay, as long as you're running the airborne division, make sure you have rapid fire because it's a must, especially on this map. And I would probably run Hunker or Armored Division for a Armored Division or Hunker basic training. But Airborne and Armored are gonna dominate on this map as it's close quarters. So there's a lot of nade spamming. God, why is that so hard to say? There's a lot of nades going around, concussions and stuff like that. But it is so cool because, like I said, there are those tight corners where you're just gonna want to jump in pre-fired corners, and if you're lucky enough, someone will be there. You'll kill them. You'll look like a pro and a sweat at the same time. But this map, honestly, I love this map. This is my favorite map so far out of all of them. And I know people were saying Egypt wasn't that fun, but I gotta say, guys, Egypt is really cool. Hardpoint plays surprisingly well on this map. Domination is okay, but I do see this more as a free-for-all map, a 1v1 map, you know, just kind of small groups. Definitely, if this was on Ground War, this would be absolute mayhem, but this map does play awesome. I love it. This is my favorite map out of all the map packs, even the war, you know, map, Operation Husky, which we're about to get into because Operation Husky it's pretty cool, and that's actually next. So Operation Husky, we're gonna break this down into two parts because there's two parts to Operation Husky. One is the actual, you know, objective-based games in which, you know, you have, you know, go get the intel, go capture this point, and then the dogfight. The dogfight is its own separate thing. I think that's what gives this operation its, difference from the other ones is the dogfighting. So we're gonna break it down to two parts. Let's go ahead and talk about the first part, in which the objective part of this game, in which it's, you know, you grab the intel from the enemy base and then bring it back to your base and then go hold this point. All right, they're pretty good. I feel like they are fillers though. It's very simple. It's honestly, like I said in one sentence, the first part is if you're attacking, all you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to get into this room and grab 3 pieces of intel and bring them back to your base. That's pretty much it. Now the trick is that you are given Molotovs for the attackers and you are given trip mines for the defenders. So if you have some trip mines, you can put them on any doorways or stairways, hide them from the enemy. So if they're not really paying attention to any doorways, they will run into a trip mine and blow up. And what I've seen people do, I don't condone doing this, but I know people are gonna do it anyway, is they put a trip mine and an S mine. So even if they make it through the trip mine, you have an S mine to accompany you right away. So for people who love using those type of stuff, you're gonna love Operation Husky, especially the first part, and really even the second part, because there are still trip mines that you can use. So you can place the trip mines on any doorway and use them to kind of hold back the enemy from the attackers, I should say, from coming into your area to get the intel. And it's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun thing, but I do feel like it's a filler. For the second objective, all you really have to do is hold this little barn position for a certain amount of time, and then you move on to the dogfights. Now, the thing with the it's like a hard point kind of thing. The thing with the second objective is it's a small barn. It's a really small barn. Okay, I can simplify it to that. So there's mayhem, there's bombs, there's molotovs, there's shotguns, there's C4. So armored in the second objective is going to be a must if you really want to survive. But it's pretty crazy. It's absolute mayhem, but it is super fun. And after that, you get into the dogfights, which is what we're going to talk about next. All right, so the dogfights. I gotta say, this is a pretty cool addition to Call of Duty in general, as this has never really been done. We've had opportunities where there have been vehicles that you can drive. I think Black Ops 3 had a map where you can drive like a tank. Road at War was really the one I remember, and even then, the OG Call of Duties like 1, 2, and 3, those Call of Duties, there were, vehicles that you can drive and stuff like that. So for them to kind of bring that back in a way, especially in a World War II setting, I think was really cool. I really love that they did that and they actually kind of thought of that, because this game, like I've always said it before, this game can feel very stale at sometimes. And the fact that they've added dogfights, even though it's a small thing, it's kind of just a nice gesture, I guess. And it's very fun, I gotta say. The planes handle pretty well. I thought they were gonna handle like crap, but no, they handle okay. I can do it. Pretty easy to get killed, so if you're a person who went to Battlefield, try to drive an airplane, try to kill another dude in a jet, but got whooped and you just feel completely useless when it comes to airplanes, you're not going to feel that way necessarily with these, because they're a little easier to handle. Then again, Battlefield always goes with that realistic setting, so you really can't compare the both, but if you really want to, Call of Duty is just a simplified, or Call of Duty's dogfights or airplane mechanism is just a simplified version of Battlefield's. So it's a lot more friendly to people who don't know how to drive an airplane in video games. And it's pretty fun, I gotta say. Doing barrel rolls and stuff like that to dodge bullets is just awesome. And it can get you pumping, it really can. The only thing I don't like are the borders. I feel like the boundaries or the borders you have, there's no really way to define them unless you're looking at a meter that's on your screen that's very small, or at the map. It can get a bit confusing sometimes, so I guess if they could widen the borders or make it easier for you to tell where the borders are at, that would be a lot better, just to kind of be able to not get in there, because you only have like 4 seconds to get back, and sometimes you go so far that you don't even know, and then you just blow up and you have to wait for the spawn time and stuff like that. So if there is any way now that they could make it to where the border is easily seen, I think that would be awesome. But if not, I mean, it's just something to get used to. But other than that, I mean, the dogfighting is really fun. I enjoy it a lot. Another cool thing is that you can actually get streaks. You can go on a streak and you will be able to get flat guns, which will ultimately shut down the enemy team. And the objective of this is pretty much to shoot down the enemy. Whoever does it first wins. So it just comes down to team deathmatch. Everyone has a certain amount of lives and stuff like that, so it's pretty fun. I enjoy it a lot. I would love to see if they were to have like a naval themed DLC. I would love to see like some boat battles or submarine, battles and stuff like that. That would be awesome. They've already proven to do a good job with the dogfighting. I hope they can expand it to maybe tanks. Maybe they can expand it to like horse riding and shooting people while on a horse or whatever. Like that stuff would just be awesome. I would like them to get a little more creative with that. But the dogfighting is really fun. I enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think about the dogfighting. I do want to hear people's opinions on the dogfighting. But that is pretty much DLC 2. Once again, we got 3 regular multiplayer maps, one war map, and zombies. We also got some new weapons, and let's get into that. Let's start comparing DLC 1 and DLC 2. Which one is better? What guns are better? Now let's start with the guns, because automatically I will say DLC 1, the Resistance guns, hands down, are better. The Volkssturm is a beast. It's still a beast to this day. The Orso is just a crazy SMG that, man, it could outgun the PPSH. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. It can outgun the PPSH if you know how to handle it. The Enfield and the Reichs Revolver those are just awesome guns, especially the Heroics. If you have the Heroics, man, those are fun. And I think they also added a trench knife. I believe so. I could be wrong. They did add a trench knife. Plus, they also gave us a division, in which gave us a tactical knife, and they gave us the shifty basic training. And those stuff are pretty cool. So when it comes to stuff that you can put in your creative class, DLC 1 definitely delivered, man. It was awesome. DLC 2, however, the guns aren't too shabby. They did give us the Traverse. They did give us the Type 5. They gave us the Type 38. They gave us the M2, the Sterling. And they also gave us the Blitzkrieg basic training and clandestine basic training, as well as a divisions overhaul. So they gave us a little more with this update, but when it comes down to weapons, I still think DLC 1 weapons were awesome. They're a lot better, but DLC 2 did give us some pretty good weapons. Honestly, all weapons in DLC haven't been too bad. I kind of like all of them, so that's a good sign. When it comes to maps and, you know, which map should you get if you don't have any of them, I would go ahead and get DLC 2 because the maps are smaller and it's a lot faster. It's a faster pace. If you don't like that, then DLC 1 might be for you because DLC 1 did have some bigger maps. It had more of a sniper friendly and rifle friendly maps. I think all maps for DLC 1 were that way. I mean, you had Occupation, which was a remake of Resistance and MW3, which automatically had some great sniping points. So Occupation is a great sniping map. You had Valkyrie, which had some very long sights on both sides, unless you went into the middle where it was very close quarters and very crazy. But, you know, it was mostly rifles that you can use. And Anthropoid, sniper, LMG, and pretty much rifles is all I see on that map. But when you come over to DLC 2, all the maps are a lot smaller. They're a lot more compact. So definitely, like, for example, V2 and Egypt. Nothing but SMGs are pretty much used there. I think the only wide map that we have here, and it's not even wide, it's more of a long map, is pretty much Dunkirk, which, you know, is kind of more for, you know, rifles and snipers. So if you're a person that likes to play conservative, likes to use rifles and stuff, DLC 1, you're gonna like those maps a little better, I feel like, because DLC 2 is a lot more fast paced. I think DLC 2 is for the people who, just like me, run and gun, chicken with no heads. That's what DLC 2 is for me. So it just depends on the playstyle. I like DLC 2 better because it suits my playstyle. I know some people might not agree with my playstyle and they might just go with DLC 1. So that's why I say it just kind of depends. But both DLCs, regardless, are pretty good. The events they gave us were pretty fun. And I just feel like more was done with the Blitzkrieg or the War Machine DLC because they did do the Divisions overhaul. They gave us paint jobs. You know, they gave us so much stuff, pretty much. They gave us weapon charms. They started changing a bit more on the system of supply drops. So I think, you know, DLC 2 or the whole event of DLC 2 just gave us more on the updates. You know, just gave us, fixed the bugs, I guess, or whatever was wrong with Call of Duty. And DLC 1 was just kind of like, it was just there. But I like both maps, both DLC maps, I should say. I do feel like Resistance did give us better guns. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. What DLC map packs do you like better? Is it DLC 1? Is it DLC 2? Do you like the DLC 2 weapons better than DLC 1? Let me know down in the comments below, guys. I want to hear you guys' opinions. And right before I leave, I do want to say thanks for hitting 50 subscribers. I am planning something, so stay tuned. I am planning maybe a little giveaway. We'll see. But I'll let you guys know once I actually have the full details on that. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for 50 subs. Hopefully we can grow this channel to 100. That would be awesome. But let me know what you guys think of this video. Drop a like, subscribe. I do post every other day. Unless it's Call of Duty breaking news, I'll try to post on it immediately. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.